Welcome back to the grind. In this video, we're going to take a look at Abomination against the clapback node in Act 7.1. Now, this is a 5-star and only at rank 4. And this path has some annoying champions like Mr. Sinister. And I took this path with various champions, and I just couldn't really deal with this Mr. Sinister that effectively. Most of the typical Sinister champion counters didn't really manage very well, especially because there is also a 15% buffet node, and that healing with these massive health pools is just crazy. So it was very challenging to overpower, very long fights, and then I just had issues with the rest of the path after this fight if I even made it through. But when I tested out Immortal Abomination, I realized how amazing this champion is versus the clapback node. And especially even if there's healing, it can shut it down because you have multiple buffs on at a time, multiple poison buffs, which decreases healing. Plus, you can get a pacify debuff on the opponent, which all combined is a very effective way to deal with the healing. Now, in order to get acid burn with Immortal Abomination, if you're not familiar, you have to get 10 poison debuffs on the opponent at one time. Now, this can be challenging against Mr. Sinister because you see he throws them back onto you with the special 1. However, Immortal Abomination takes no damage and in fact will heal from having the poison debuffs on him, and it allows him to keep up those green buffs you see there on the top underneath Immortal Abomination, which he gets from using his special 2. And it does decay quite quickly if you do not have any poison debuffs on you, but because you get clapback poisons on you and Mr. Sinister throws the poisons onto you, you pretty much never have to worry about it. So you can strictly cycle special 2s and build up those buffs, allowing you to increase the poisons that you're applying and deal more damage. And when you go into acid burn, you can see you get that pacify and you deal so much extra damage with each hit that you do to the opponent. And we were able to take him down quite simply, and I do have recoil because I have the suicide masteries, so I did take damage from that, but we did that in 95 hits, which was insane because it was taking me well over 150 or even 200 with some champions. Now, this is where the fun comes because we do not have to worry about losing those poison debuffs, and we can stack them quite easily to get to 10 and have multiple rounds of acid burn. And we do have class advantage in this case, and the poisons that we would get from Scarlet Witch are going to benefit us in this fight. But just remember, this is a rank 4 5-star, so we do not have that added fury with the 600% attack that you will get from a 6-star champion in Act 7. And these are very high health pool fights for, considering story content. And you can see we've got off our first special 2, which means we're going to start stacking poisons more quickly. And then once you get 10 poisons on the defender, as you can see right here, you go into acid burn as well as apply a petrify, which further helps with heal reduction. But the acid burn deals damage over time, and each hit you'll deal an additional burst of damage. So we took off a huge chunk during that first acid burn cycle. And then look how quickly we get back up to 10 poisons and back into acid burn. Look at all those red numbers, and look here, you're unblockable. I just attacked into the block because she didn't attack into my parry, and I was able to get back in by an unblockable attack during the acid burn. Now, typically you'll have to throw a special 1 in between each special 2 because otherwise the poison rates will expire unless you have poison on you to delay it from expiring. So a special 1 will put some poisons on you to help extend the duration, allowing you to build back up to a special 2 so you can continue to add those poison rate increases effects on you and apply the poisons even faster, which means you can get more acid burns more quickly. Another awesome thing is because you're healing from poisons, you're not taking any damage. If you have suicides, I threw off a ton of special attacks and took a lot of recoil damage, but I actually ended the fight with more health than I started with, which is a pretty fantastic thing to be able to do with a champion when you have have suicides on, you don't have to worry about throwing off special attacks frequently because you're constantly regenerating throughout the fight. You can see it's only 33 right now, but throughout the entire fight, it does add up, and it does change depending on what debuffs you have on you and how many poisons you have on you at a time. But this is just an example against a non-class advantage. If you didn't catch it, it took 80 hits to destroy that Act 7 champion with a rank 4 5-star. Now this one I think ends up total being about 120. We're not going to watch this entire fight because it doesn't add a whole lot, but you can see with class advantage, we're still dealing some great damage. We're still stacking up those poison increase rates and dealing lots of acid burn damage. So I am having a lot of fun with Immortal Abomination, and I cannot wait to rank 5 mine. Let me know what your thoughts are and what else you've used yours for. I hope you enjoyed this video. Good luck, and I will see you in the next video.